Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the January 12th Madison City Council meeting. At this time, I'd like to invite Pastor John Dees with Cornerstone Church to come up and lead us in the invocation. Please stand and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you.
Cornerstone's a great church, but we're Crosspoint Church, so I just wanted to remind you.
I'm so sorry. I knew that.
No problem. That's okay. Let's take a moment. Everybody, be still before the Lord. And just take a moment right now to tell the Lord that you love Him. And if there's anything between you and your Heavenly Father right now, anything you need to confess or to take care of, just tell Him. If there's anything you need to say thanks for, and of course we all have stuff to say thanks for, just give it to Him. And Lord, we're so grateful tonight to be able to come. Thank you for a good heating system. Thank you for allowing us to be in this nice place. Thank you, Lord, for allowing us to be in this good community. Lord, I thank you for these public servants, these that are entrusted to guide the business and the direction of our city. Thank you, Lord, for them. For all of these that are surrounding us tonight, Lord, that are our protectors, those that take care of us, those that look out for us. Lord, we're so thankful for them, and we praise you for them. And Lord, here it is on, I believe, this first council meeting of 2026. And so, Lord, thank you for a new year, and thank you for your blessings that are fresh every day. And we're most grateful to you for all of these things. And it's in the matchless name of Jesus Christ we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Pastor. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. May I have the roll call, please?
Mayor Bartlett.
Here.
Councilmember Robleski.
Here.
Councilmember Beer.
Here.
Councilmember Goodson.
Here.
Councilmember McCay. Here. Councilmember Lesman.
Here.
Councilmember White.
Here.
Councilmember Jackson.
Here.
Thank you. We have a quorum. Do we have any amendments to the agenda?
There are no amendments.
Excellent, thank you. Our first item of business is the approval of the minutes from our work session on December 17th.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Beer and a second from Mrs. White. Is there any discussion or questions? May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Here.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember McCay. Councilmember Lesman.
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. The minutes are accepted. Our next item is the minutes from our regular meeting on December 22nd.
Move to approve. Second.
I have a motion for Mr. Jackson and a second for Mr. Goodson. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember McCay. Councilmember Lesman.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Thank you. The minutes are accepted. We have several presentations tonight, and we'll begin with Chief Williams and our fire department.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, our first one is going to be 2026 Firefighter of the Year. At the end of each year, Tyler, you want to go ahead and come up? At the end of each year, we open up nominations for Firefighter of the Year to our department. We receive nominations from peers and supervisors. The command staff reviews all nominations and makes the final selection. This allows us to have a standing selection for any organization that wants to recognize an outstanding firefighter during the year. The Madison Fire and Rescue Firefighter of the Year for 2026 is driver paramedic Tyler Drew. Tyler has been with us for 7 years and was promoted to driver in 2025. We will save the full write-up for the Rotary Club's recognition in May, but a few of the highlights include he's part of the training team that works with new hires to prep them for recruit school and then again when they graduate recruit school. He has developed single company and multi-company drills. and he's on the water team for Alabama Task Force 3, which is a deployable asset for severe weather or disasters. So let's join me in congratulating Tyler for 2026 Firefighter of the Year. All right, next we have two promotions. I will call you all up one at a time. So we have two fire department promotions to recognize tonight. Nathan Hankins has been promoted to captain, and Michael Sedlacek has been promoted to battalion chief effective January 5th. We conduct an assessment center one time a year regardless of a vacancy, and then we have a standing list that we can pull from for promotions that is good for 1 year. Last April, they participated in an assessment center that we conducted internally. This assessment center was one full day of testing that consisted of an oral interview, in-basket, tactical scenario, and presentation. This was one of the most competitive processes I have seen in a really long time across all ranks. And we would like to congratulate them on their promotion and conduct a badge pinning ceremony with their family. And as I call your name, please come up here with your family member. Captain Nathan Hankins. Nathan is a paramedic and has been with us since 2020 and was promoted to driver in 2022. Go ahead. Congratulations, Nathan. All right, Michael, you want to come up? Again, Michael is being promoted to battalion chief effective January 5th, and he's a paramedic and has been with us since 2008. All right, last we have an award ceremony. If everyone that is involved in the award ceremony could come up here and join me. So we're issuing two types of awards tonight. The Star of Life is awarded to someone who is successful in saving a life while medical interventions are being performed, also defined as someone who survives and is discharged from the hospital. The unit citation is awarded to someone who acts as part of the crew or team that provides alternative support outside to those actively engaged in saving a life during a fire, rescue, or medical emergency. So on the evening of December 25th, 2025, Engine 2, Squad 2, and HIMSI responded to a call for a person who was possibly in cardiac arrest. When Engine 2 and Squad 2 arrived on scene, HIMSI was already on scene, and HIMSI, Advanced EMT Colin Barnes, and EMT Amber Aranda were already performing CPR. They advised our crew that the patient was pulseless and not breathing. Driver Bryant Smith placed the defibrillation pads on the patient and recognized ventricular fibrillation on the cardiac monitor, which is a lethal heart rhythm. Driver Bryant Smith delivered one shock and CPR was resumed while firefighter Jacob Espedia placed an oral airway adjunct and was delivering rescue breaths to the patient with a bag valve mask. Driver Bryant Smith established vascular access via IO, and crew members began to deliver life-saving cardiac medications. They continued to work the patient, and two more defibrillations were delivered. When HIMSI supervisor John Blankenship arrived, he and Captain Brent Rhodes used both HIMSI's cardiac monitor and Madison Fire's cardiac monitor to perform what is known as a dual sequential defibrillation, which is where we place a set of defib pads on the patient's chest and back to deliver simultaneous shocks to from 2 separate cardiac monitors to try and convert a refractory heart rhythm that will not convert with standard defibrillations. Captain Brent Rhodes and HIMSI Supervisor John Blankenship delivered a total of 3 sequential shocks to the patient, with the 6th one finally converting the patient's heart to a normal and sustainable rhythm, with pulse restored. In total, 6 defibrillations were delivered to the patient during resuscitation efforts, 3 being dual sequential. Also, during the course of patient care, a second IO was established by HIMSI, and driver Jonathan Martin was drawing up managing medications, and firefighter Jacob Harper assisted with patient management supplies and equipment as well. So tonight, for Star of Life, we have Captain Brent Rhodes, driver Bryant Smith, firefighter Jacob Espedia, HIMSI Advanced EMT Colin Barnes, HIMSI EMT Amber Aranda, HIMSI EMT Robert Roth, and HIMSI paramedic John Blankenship, who is not here tonight. So for unit citation, we have driver Jonathan Martin, firefighter Jacob Harper, and HIMSI Advanced EMT Jacob Benson. All right, please join me in congratulating these guys on a job well done. That's it for us tonight. Thank y'all.
Well, we are thrilled and so thankful that you all were in the right place at the right time to help our residents. Thank you for everything that you do for our community.
It was a great save on Christmas Day also.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank you so much, Chief. We'll give everyone a minute to adjourn to the lobby for a group picture. Thank you all again. At this time, I'd like to invite Mrs. Overcash up to present some awards with regard to Christmas. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Debbie Overcash, President of the Madison Station Historic Preservation Society. Thank you, Mayor Bartlett and Council, for allowing us this time to recognize several wonderful holiday events in Madison this year. The Preservation Society is so pleased to partner with the city on both the Polar Express Christmas Tree Trail and the Christmas Capers. Thank you so much. In addition, tonight I also have the honor of awarding the 2025 Madison Christmas Parade Awards. Up first this evening, the 7th annual reenactment of a wonderful Madison tradition begun by Doc Hughes in the late 1920s, the Madison Christmas Capers. The Capers were held on Saturday, December 6th on Main Street and saw our largest attendance to date, even though it was scheduled during the SEC Championship. I told the crowd in my defense, my husband and I went to Mississippi State and we don't know when the SEC Championship. As usual, Larry and Walt Anderson, Doc Hughes' grandsons, have a wonderful time warming the crowd up from the roof of Hughes Drugstore, the original site of the Capers. This year, they were joined on the roof by their grandchildren. The Andersons kick off this one-of-a-kind event by throwing candy and moon pies to the crowd. Then the chickens start flying. Thank you to Mayor Bartlett, Council members Alice Lesman, Billy Goodson, and Kenneth Jackson, and our Madison School Board members Carol Welch and Tommy Overgash, who all joined in the fun that day. In addition, our heartfelt thanks to the Madison City Community Orchestra for entertaining us with beautiful Christmas carols, to the Rotary Club of Madison for serving hot chocolate and cookies, and to Todd Phillips, who each year volunteers his time and talent so that we can all hear. These fine folks have joined us all 7 years of the capers and have committed to support in 2026 as well. The combined value of the 20 chickens this year was over $3,700 to include a $500 flight voucher from Huntsville International Airport. Thank you again to the very generous 30 businesses who make this such a fun event by donating their items. We're looking forward to the 2026 Christmas capers. Hope you can all plan to join us and bring a friend. The Madison Polar Express Christmas Tree Trail was lit by Mayor Bartlett on the evening of Friday, December 5th, with a record 80 stunningly beautiful trees. This was our largest Christmas tree trail to date. Again, the Historical Society is so happy to partner with the City of Madison, who flew in Santa from the North Pole special for the evening. Thank you also to the Rotary Club of Madison, who served hot chocolate and cookies, to Madison Visionary Partners, who turned the pedestrian walkway into a fantastic wintry, snowy wonderland, to the Madison Chamber of Commerce for a lively children's glow stick parade and letters to Santa, to Madison Arts Alliance for the beautiful Christmas ornament decorating station, to the Madison Street Festival for the wonderful gingerbread station, and to our Madison Public Library for their very animated reading of the Polar Express. New this year, and perhaps the star of the show, was the addition of the Letters to Santa mailbox, built by the Historical Society's own Ron Johnson. The mailbox received hundreds of letters from Madison's youngest and was a huge hit, and thankfully we didn't find any gas spills in there. The Christmas Tree Trail would not be possible without the support of the City of Madison. Heartfelt thanks to Lisa Thomas and her staff, in the city clerk's office, to our Madison Police Department for keeping us safe at each and every event, to County Commissioner Steve Haraway for his generous use of electronic signage, and last but not least, to Kelly Johnson and our very own Madison Parks and Recreation Department. Without them, this magic would not happen. From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you all. Mayor Bartlett, will you join me down front, please? Everything's lined up in order. Our judges had quite the time this year. Every tree was so beautiful. Tonight, we are pleased to announce the winning trees for 2025. When the award is announced, if the representative of each group will join Mayor Bartlett down front, we'd love to congratulate you and get a picture. The Madison Senior Center is the winner of the 2025 Mayor's Choice Award. Bonnie, are you in the room? Mm-hmm. Congratulations. That tree was adorable. I don't know if y'all saw it, but it was Cluck Norris. It was a giant chicken from the Senior Center. Cluck, congratulations. Is Amanda Presson in the room? Amanda, will you please join us? Southernscape is the winner of the 2025 Marion Bright Showstopper Award. Congratulations. Heather Morgan. Madison Greenway and Trails is the winner of the 2025 Holly Jolly Most Holiday-Inspired Award. Congratulations. I want to brag on Heather. I want to brag on Heather for just a minute. I was at the Christmas Tree Trail almost every day to make sure lights were on, and she was down there tweaking that tree. Y'all, and it was amazing. They were all beautiful trees. Congratulations to our 2025 winners, and our heartfelt thanks to all 80 participating individuals, nonprofits, and businesses for helping to make our Madison Main Street truly a destination during the 2025 holidays. Next up, the Madison Christmas Parade. The Christmas Cartoon Classics Parade was skillfully coordinated by Madison Parks and Rec and went off without a hitch on Saturday, December 13th, with 44 groups, organizations, and businesses participating in the parade. Hughes Road was lined with parade goers eagerly anticipating this long-time Madison tradition. Rounding out the night, the weather was perfect. The winning entries are here with us this evening. If a representative from each group would please join Mayor Bartlett when your organization is called. The winner of the Merry and Bright Award goes to SRM Concrete. Congratulations. The winner of the Holly Jolly Award goes to Blue Origin. We will make sure they get their plaque. And the Committee Choice Award goes to Rocket City Dance Company. Thank you to all the participants and congratulations to our 2025 winners. We're looking forward to continuing to grow these wonderful Madison events, now Madison traditions, into 2026 and beyond. We wish you all a happy, healthy, and very safe 2026. Thank you.
Thank you. Everyone, please join me in thanking Mrs. Overcash for spearheading this. Thank you all so much. Thank you. At this time, we have a very special presentation with our own council member, Mr. Goodson from District 3, our communications officer, Ms. Samantha Magnuson, and our very special guest, Pogo. And Mr. Goodson is going to tell us Pogo's story. Oh, I'm sorry, and Officer Kiker. Please join us. Thank you. And then we have Cody Burris, who is our newest animal control officer. Thank you all for being here.
So I don't have to tell anybody here that Madison is a great place to live. In December, a story crossed my feed where Cody, one of our animal control officers, took a picture along with Ringo. And Cody, you best tell this story better than I do. We can kind of, I'll let you.
Put you on the spot.
Raise that up a little bit there. Good evening, everybody, and I just want to say thank y'all for having me here and let me talk on behalf of my team and what we've done, especially our involvement with our little superstar here. Back in December, I was dispatched to Village Lane in regards to a stray canine that was picked up by a gentleman, and I had me and an assisting officer playing dance here, buddy. Me and an assisting officer, Officer Janice Posey, when we arrived, we found what we jokingly thought was a coyote at first. But it turned out to be our little friend here, and pretty instantly right off the bat, we knew two things. One was, unfortunately, he had a pretty injured or disformed leg. But secondly, we knew that we had a very special dog on our hands from the get-go. We thanked the young gentleman for picking him up, and then we took him immediately to our vet, fingers crossed, and get some x-rays done. And we're very elated to hear that the injury was something he had been living with for quite some time. And although it was a bit unsightly, it was not causing him any kind of pain or discomfort, and it sure wasn't slowing him down any. We knew we had to get a plan together. The vet was, saying, a surgery would be needed to improve his quality of life. And myself, Officer Posey, and Officer Driggers, my two colleagues, kind of started working on that plan. And that's where Officer Kiker gets involved. I'm not going to take away from him. But I do want to say a huge thank you to you for your involvement, to the community for y'all's involvement, for just, if y'all just shared a story, it made a difference. And especially somebody who needs to be honored is Samantha and her family for initially agreeing to foster him after his procedure to give him a safe place to recover. But he won our hearts instantly, and seemingly won y'all's too. So he's a very special dog. Thank you to everybody. Officer Kiker.
I got pulled in, so I work with
obviously, the Madison Police Department do all of the community things, what's called a community liaison officer. Anything community related to include our social media. So when Cody and his colleagues said, hey, you know, is there anything we could do for this dog? I said, absolutely. I said, basically watch how social media works. So we put it up on social media. I'm sure some of you in here probably saw. We put it up and said that the vet said they were going to need $2,000 to amputate his leg. So I thought, you know what, it's going to be a couple days, we'll have it, you know, taken care of. We ran it for 2.5 days, I think. Not only the community raised $2,000 to have him, they raised $6,200 to make sure he was taken care of. So he has all of his vet bills, everything he needs to get taken care of, and then be placed in the Magnuson home, which ironically, Mr. Magnuson here said, we're not having another dog. I said, Samantha can show you the text where I said, you're having another dog, and here he is. So, but the, you know, part of this was the help with our police foundation too, which we have the police foundation as a separate entity than the police department, and it allows us to do things like this for animal control, for things within our community, and other things for the officers, employees of the Madison Police Department. So we were able to take that remaining money, and we have earmarked it for animal control in the event that we get any other animals that come in like this that can be saved but need some sort of surgery, some sort of medicine, something like that, to where we don't just have to take them somewhere and say, hey, sorry, this animal can't be saved and it's euthanized. I am a big dog person, so of course, you know, I was all on with this. And as you can see, there's no stranger to this dog. He runs up and plays with everybody. And just from the pictures I see, and I think the two girls here like him too. So I'm just very grateful again to help out with this, and for our council members to help out with us too, and make this thing work for a dog. You know, some people say it's just an animal, but they become a part of our lives, at least in my world, they do.
Mm-hmm. So the one thing I really want to say is this really took a community. I mean, from the animal control officers who got him evaluated and everything, to the police foundation, which provided a way to raise the money for this, and the community for really stepping up. A lot of things going on in December. It would have been easy for a lot of people to overlook this. There were even a lot of comments about, hey, we don't have a way to give online. The only way they could take money for this was walk up and hand a check. Still, in the middle of Christmas and everything that was going on, $6,200. I work with a dog rescue. I've worked with one very actively for 15 years. We save about 250 dogs a year. I can tell you that a dog with an injury like this in many shelters is a death sentence. And the fact that Madison wouldn't let that happen just speaks volume for the people that live here. Sorry, I get emotional about dogs. And for Sam and her family stepping up, what an awesome thing. And Sam, when she told me that it was them, it was just like this dog hit the jackpot, you know. And kids to play with. Moose, who's another dog that bonded with and is the one that kind of sold the story, I think, at the end of the day. But just this community coming together, it was phenomenal, because my thought was, when I first saw him, Mara and I went and met him over in the facility, and it was watching him walk. I mean, he was it looked to be in no pain, but you're just sitting there going, ouch, that had to have hurt when it happened. But thank you, Madison, for stepping up. Thank you for being big, and thank you for the promise that you delivered to this dog. Appreciate it.
Right. Thank you all so much. And our very best to Pogo. Go and live your best life. Very good. Thank you all so much for being here. At this time, we will move into public comments, and we have several that have filled out cards, so we'll do the cards first, and then we'll open it up to the audience. Our first speaker tonight is Eric J. Bright. Mr. Bright? I'm sorry, you may need to move the...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Flip the mic.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. There you
I can
go.
do it really slowly and
Perfect.
make
Thank
it really
you.
painful for everybody? No. Okay. Madam President, my name is Eric J. Bright. I live in District 2. Pardon me. I'm a graduate of the most recent Madison City Civic Awareness Academy. So firstly, I would like to publicly thank you, along with your current city council colleagues, the former city council members, the current and former mayors, fire and police chiefs, department heads, and all of the other dedicated city employees for participating in and supporting the academy. A lot of extra time was spent by these people to present and then sit for multiple rounds of small group Q&A. It was a wonderful, eye-opening experience. I would like to specifically commend the Economic and External Affairs Officer, Tracy Gillespie, who spearheads this endeavor. The academy as a whole, and each session specifically, runs like a well-oiled machine. Even the sessions for which she could not attend ran well in her absence, for which I would also like to commend Samantha Magnuson for coming in seamless relief of Tracy for those sessions. Secondly, I would like to give you, Madam President, a counterpoint of sorts to a public comment given in the December 8th, 2025 City Council meeting, just to ensure that a citizen with a different viewpoint speaks on the matter so that you and your colleagues do not hear the silence and interpret that as support. And please note that I was originally intending to speak at the December 22nd council meeting, was unable to attend, and the public comments here and referenced Minneapolis comments all occurred prior to the tragic death which occurred there, of which I assume we are all aware. In the December 8 public comments, a request was made that the City of Madison, including the City Council, Mayor, and Police Chief, speak publicly in a similar manner to the Minneapolis, Minnesota Mayor and Police Chief concerning federal agents acting in their city. It was stated here that the Minneapolis representatives' comments were made in regard to, quote, safety and were, quote, rooted in clarity. However, in both the original Minneapolis comments as well as the comments made at this podium, although no direct accusation was ever made, the word unlawful was used frequently in reference to potential actions of certain of our federal agencies. To me, those comments were anything but clear, and regardless of your thoughts on whether the horrendous shooting that occurred there was justified, the Minneapolis officials' comments and their actions or inactions may very well have contributed to the events which culminated in that shooting. I say all of that to preface my request that neither you nor the council, the mayor, others in City Hall, nor the police chief make any similar statements, declarations, resolutions, or executive orders as those done in Minneapolis. I have confidence in our amazing police department and would hope that if any of its personnel observed anyone doing anything unlawful, that they would indeed act appropriately. But if our federal agencies are acting according to our Constitution and our statutes, which as far as I can see, they are, then they are not doing anything unlawful, and they should not, and not only should they not be interfered with, but should be supported as time and resources allow. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bright. Next up, we have Mr. Hergenroder.
Evening. Dave Hergenroder, 125 Coperidge Lane. I'm just coming today to express my support for the extension of the half-cent sales tax for the schools. When I came here 20 years ago, hard to believe, but we had one going into 10th grade, one going into 7th grade, and one going into 4th grade. So we had all those schools covered. And there is no doubt in my mind that the reason that we picked Madison City is because Madison City schools. They're the best in the area, with all due respect to the other ones that are here. But it's $5 million to $6 million a year, but that is something that takes care of deferred maintenance that the school system has. That is something that takes care of mentorship programs, after-school programs, all the extra things that makes our school system exceptional. And I just want to express my support, and I hope you all support it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hergenroder. Then we have Mrs. Tess Hallbrooks, please.
Good evening. I'm Tess Hallbrooks. I am newly appointed to the school board in late 2025. I just want to come today and thank you for supporting the extension of the half-cent sales tax. I've only been a school board member for a few months, but I've been a parent in our education system since 2021, and just the caliber and the quality of our schools are utmost important to not only me as a parent, but just our community as a whole. So I thank you for the support. Since joining the school board, I've just learned how important the sales tax is for funding our schools, and this is a great testament to your support of our school district, and I just appreciate everything you're doing for our city as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Hallbrooks. Now we have Mrs. Kara Welsh, please.
Just like Tess, Carrie Welsh, Board of Education. I just wanted to thank you. Thank you for your time and just consideration for this. I know how much it impacts all of us. So, and I know it's not an easy decision, and I appreciate each of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Welsh. Mr. Scott Newberry, please.
Also on the school board. Since I've been on the school board, I've witnessed just how great our teachers, our staff, and our administrators really are, and how much they pour into the kids of the Madison City Schools. That said, I believe that what truly makes our system extraordinary is how much our parents and our community members commit to their children and their education. And this commitment, this collaboration is between parents, teachers, staff. That's what makes Madison go from great to extraordinary. So I wanted to thank you all for your support of extending the half-penny sales tax. It will ensure that we can expand and continue to meet the needs of our growing student population. And this commitment, your commitment, it's more than an investment in brick and mortar and school buildings. It's an investment in Madison. It's an investment in the community. And truly and critically, it's an investment in all students of Madison City Schools. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Newberry. Now we'll have Board of Education President, Mr. Travis Cummings.
Good evening, Mayor Bartlett. Good evening, Council. My name is Travis Cummings, and I'm the current board president, and I just want to say thank you for your continued support, and I appreciate you guys proposing this amendment, and your support to the school systems is truly important, and I think it speaks volumes to the partnership and the commitment this administration has to trying to continue to support the school system. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Cummings. And then last on this particular presentation is Dr. Ed Nichols, and I believe he may also have a slide for us as well.
Mayor, members of the council, first of all, I want to thank you for the opportunity that you gave us as a school board superintendent to come and meet with you before the holidays and to have a work session on the growth of the district and where the district will be headed. Certainly, we are proud of the teachers and staff members every day, and you know that firsthand. Many of you have had children, and some now have students, and you know the commitment that our staff makes every day. We're a growing school district. That was part of the presentation. We've never stopped growing since 1997, when a group of citizens created a school district because they wanted more for their children than they were getting in the county system. Today, we average 300 to 350 new students a year. If you think about that, every 3 years, that's a school. I can tell you that when I came here in 2020, I did not realize how fast that can happen, trust me. How fast we can wake up and need 10 additional teacher units in an August thinking that we had enough, and how fast we have grown to build schools. We are in great shape because of the commitment you've given us and the commitment this community gave us by voting an additional 12 mills. If not, we would be in a different place today. But we finally have a place where we can have a comfortable capacity in our elementary schools and our middle schools. But we are crunched at the high school. And as you can see, we have about $183 million. That is not our complete capital plan, but that's the pressing things that we will have to look at over the next 5 to 7 years. And at the top of that list are the needs that we will have at both high schools, that we need to expand for another 400 students at James Clemens over the next 7 years, and we will need to expand and update at Bob Jones. Many of you have been around a long time. Bob Jones was built before we were a school district. And so there are several areas, career tech, some of our athletic programs, our auditorium, that are going to have to be addressed if we're going to have a school that's viable, even to compete within our own city in the future. This money, if you commit to it, and I want to thank you for that discussion, I hope you will. And if you do, then we will be able to take those funds and really make an impact on those facilities at our high schools. And certainly we are here. We are a growing school district because the previous community has grown. People want to live in our community. And I think part of that is that they want their children to go to Madison City schools. That was long before I arrived. And so I'm certainly grateful for those that work every day in our classrooms and our administrators and our staff to work and help our kids have the best that they can. I thank you for thinking about it. I hope that you will support it. Appreciate your commitment. And I finally want to say thank you. In the time that you have been in office, we have had more communication with you to talk about where we're going as a district than ever before. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nichols, and many thanks to the Board of Education for being here tonight. Our relationship is strong because of the leaders that we have and the educators we have in our school system, and we're just so thankful for you and your time. The Board of Education is not compensated for their time. They give freely, and they are very busy, and so we're very thankful for you to be here and to continue this partnership we have between our two entities. At this time, I would like to open up public comments to anyone in the audience that would like to speak to any issue as well.
Margie Daly, 22-year resident. Happy New Year, everyone. I don't have anything prepared, but I did want to talk a little bit about federal taxes, specifically what they take out of our check. So if you go down and you figure an average salary, not a high salary, for 40 years of working, it's about, well, the employee puts in a match, so it's about $1.3 million, and that is somebody working their entire life. So today I was happy to hear that our AG, Steve Marshall, indicted 2 Birmingham men, an employee of Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, for taking $20,000 in PPP funds. I'm disappointed in the way Madison abused their PPP funds, and I hope they're coming here next. This certain person also amended a tax return with this. So I'm aware of one particular tax return that was amended for $250,000 in PPP funds. I'm also aware of council people who took about $2 million in PPP funds. I'm also aware of another council person that took a few $100,000 in PPP funds. You know, federal funds are not free money, although I've heard that at the last council. And I'm hoping this council considers, you know, people work hard. I come from New York. I'm here 22 years, but we have about 8 to 10 million people that work in fast food restaurants. And when I saw people take millions, I'm like, how could you do that to those poor workers? Anyway, that's all I have to say, but I sure hope they come, and these people are facing jail time plus fines, and I'm hoping that happens here in Madison. The other thing is there's a few, Madison also today came out that we have the most non-citizens listed on our voter lists. And we have, well, they only listed, it was about 21, but it was the most in the whole state as far as non-citizens with voter registrations. And then one has a history of voting. And that's all I have to say. I hope that we look a little harder at federal funds and know how hard people work to give the government our money. Thank you.
Is there anyone else that would like to address council? Yes, ma'am.
Mayor and the council members, good evening. My name is Sarita Edwards, and I currently serve as president of the Madison City Council of PTAs, representing families across our local schools. I'm here tonight, though, as a parent. Madison is growing, like we've heard tonight, and as much as that growth brings opportunity, it also brings responsibility. Our schools are feeling the pressure of overcrowding, aging facilities, and an increase in student needs. The half-cent sales tax plays a critical role in helping our schools keep up with the pace that comes with that growth. I currently have 3 children in Madison City schools, including one who is medically complex, who receives therapies and special education services. It was Madison City Schools that gave us hope that he could even attend school at all. Our facilities matter. We want spaces that accommodate the course, not just the classroom. We want spaces that are designed to support accessibility, therapy services, adaptive PE, and individualized learning. When schools are overcrowded or outdated, our most vulnerable students feel it first. I also have 2 children who've already graduated from Madison City Schools, one in 2016 and one in 2024. Because of the education they received here, they were prepared for college and they both earned scholarships, one of them with over $120,000 in scholarship, which helped our family tremendously. That happened because this community invested consistently in quality schools, teachers, and facilities. And I also want to shout out that for those students who want to go right into the workforce, Madison City Schools prepares them to be competitive in the job market, to be hired and positioned for success. The half-cent sales tax is one of the tools that make that investment possible. It helps with long-term planning for our school capacity needs without shifting the burden entirely on families. A lot of our families are burdened enough. It also supports the infrastructure required for learning while helping the city responsibly manage debt that's tied with growth. Families want transparency, fiscal responsibility, and outcomes. We want schools that are not overcrowded, buildings that are safe and up to date, and systems that can serve all of our students. Renewing this tax is a commitment to Madison's future. It says that as the city grows, our schools will grow thoughtfully with it. Environment influences outcomes. What we pour in is often what we get out. I urge you to support the continuation of the half-cent sales tax. Our students, our educators, and the folks in Madison County are worth that investment. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mrs. Edwards. Is there anyone else that would like to address council? Seeing none, we will close public comments and move into...
Maura.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
I was wanting to address the Costco annexation that you guys are looking at doing.
Sorry, your name, ma'am?
Alex Fuller.
And district?
I'm technically...
Address. You just do address.
I'm in the Clift Farm area.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I've been in Madison for about 11 years. I've been in the Clift Farm area since before Clift Farm was a thing. And I'm concerned about the direction that this city is taking economically by choosing to do this program. The agreement seems to ask the public to believe that the only way to annex the Costco is to pay the developer for the next 40 years. Currently, that developer already collects a fee on top of what we pay when we go to the store, and now the city wants to give them 3% of the sales tax revenue, money that would otherwise be going to the public to a private developer. So this just doesn't seem incidental. It is a long-term transfer of public wealth to a private entity. This is the kind of developer-first policy that tells people this city can afford corporate incentives and not its public interest. We really need to look at maybe having a different agreement. I would love the idea of the city being able to take tax revenue from that Costco. We already support it in infrastructure close by. It would make a lot of sense. But this deal does not. If a vast majority of what should be public wealth is going to a private company, then we need to figure out who this city is being run for. I would like you guys to reconsider it or go back to the table with the developer before approving this process.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there anyone else that would like to address council? Okay. Seeing none, we will close public comments and we will move into the consent agenda and finance committee report. Mr. Beer.
Thank you. Okay, so we've got on the consent agenda today several appropriations, one to the Madison Beautification and Tree Board for $7,500. The next one for Madison City Community Orchestra The third one for the Huntsville Botanical Garden, community impact there. And then the next one is for the Crisis Services of North Alabama. And then finally, the Madison County Health Department. So all of these appropriations have been in the budget, and we are moving to accept those. And their final part of the consent agenda is acknowledgement of acceptance of a donation from the Hallman and Johnson families for the senior center programming. That also came from St. John the Baptist Catholic Church parishioners on behalf of Reverend Byron Lowe for homebound meal program. So that's a donation acceptance for $2,440. So with that, I move to accept the consent agenda.
May I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Beer and a second from Mr. McCay. Are there any comments or questions about the consent agenda? Finance Committee report, seeing none, we'll call for a vote, please.
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember McCay.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The consent agenda and Finance Committee report are accepted. Now we'll move into presentation and reports, and we'll begin with Mayor Bartlett.
Thank you. First, I have resolution number 2026-042-R, accepting grant funds from ADCA in the amount of $100,000 to support the Public Safety Training Tower.
May I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Mr. Beer and a second from Mr. Jackson. Mayor Bartlett, did you want to share more information?
Just a little bit. I wanted to bring to your attention that we received notification of this for the week we were sworn in to office. And I wanted to thank Tracy Gillespie in Governmental Affairs for helping us secure that funding and doing that grant application. So that's why she's there, and she's doing a great job. And that's all I have.
Wonderful. Are there any comments or questions about the grant or the tower? Seeing none, again, we had the motion from Mr. Beer and the second from Mr. Jackson. May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember McCay.
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes.
Okay, and then I just have a couple of other things. First, I wanted to share with you that Betty Benson Drake died at the age of 93 last week, and she had a visitation yesterday that I attended. Betty worked as the city clerk in Madison from July 1973 to 1994. She mentored many employees along the way. Her most impactful and probably least recognized contribution to our community was challenging the way we handle child abuse investigations after her granddaughter, who is now deceased, experienced abuse. When she took her concerns to Bud Kramer, it led him to create the task force that led to the National Children's Advocacy Center and eventually children's advocacy centers in every state and in more than 40 countries. Betty absolutely loved her dog, Buddy, as he was her constant companion. And at some point, we will bring Betty's family here to City Hall to pass a resolution honoring her life. But I wanted to let you know about her passing. Finally, the last thing I want to share with you, and I know you're going to be discussing this later under the Planning Commission or the planning agenda, is the Costco annexation. And I want to share with you first many thanks to our city attorney, Megan Zingarelli, and our director of planning, Mary Beth Boren, because, you know, as a city, we don't always get to control when annexations happen. This solely lies in the control of the property owner. But when the opportunity does present itself, Megan and Mary Beth moved with lightning speed, worked tirelessly to get this in front of you as efficiently as possible. We even had a special called Planning Commission meeting in order to get key things before you tonight. And so I want to thank them. I want to thank the Planning Commission members. They've worked very hard for your consideration, and you'll be able to consider and deliberate later this evening. But thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Beer.
I was going to have no report, but then we were so busy. There were so many things going on. So just a few quick comments. Is number one, we had a few weeks off since the last meeting. It was the shortest one. Today will probably be one of the longer ones. But when I kind of listened to all the presentations, the quality of life impact that we've had here is just amazing. So I do want to thank our fire department. Chief Williams, I know many, many times EMS and the fire department helped out with my father-in-law. So I appreciate the life-saving efforts that y'all have and the impact that y'all have on this community. All these quality of life things are amazing, so I appreciate that. I think Ms. Overcash left, but it shouldn't go without stated that she is a powerhouse behind a lot of the things that happen here over the holidays in the community, so I do thank her for all of her efforts there. And then finally, the school board. You saw a lot of their comments here, but the engagement that we've had with the school board is so important, and I think it's worth noting that when we make decisions and votes up here, there's so much collaboration that goes on behind the scenes, emails, and I really want to thank Dr. Nichols' entire school board. They answered a ton of questions that we had that would help us make the best decisions going forward. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Beard. District 3, Mr. Goodson.
I think I've said enough for tonight.
But what you
Yield
have
back my time.
Oh, well, what you have shared has been fabulous. Appreciate your heart for all of Madison, including those with 4 legs.
Or 3.
Or 3 legs, yes, as the case may be. Mr. McCay, District 4?
No reports tonight.
All righty. Ms. Lesman, District 5?
I just wanted to get out there that nominations are open for the 2026 Best in Business Awards with the Madison Chamber. And then the Madison in Focus photo contest with the Madison Chamber is also still going on until January 19th. You submit your photos to the Madison Chamber. You get 1 submission per person, and then the community will vote on the winner for this quarter. So just wanted to remind you on that. And I did want to say something, another thank you to Debbie Overcash, who has already left, but if anybody knows her, knows also that her other half, Tommy Overcash, is always right there by her side, and they're together, and want to give them both just a huge thank you from us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Lesman. Mrs. White, District 6.
Yes, I just have a few things. First, Sages and Seekers, that's a program. I mentioned it a few meetings back, but it's an intergenerational program for adults 60 and up and students 14 to 24, and it's where they can connect, share stories, and it's held by the Madison Senior Center. It's an 8-week program. It begins February 5th, so they're now accepting applications. So if you know anyone that is interested or might be a good fit, please reach out to LaWanda Mason at the Madison Senior Center. Also, the City of Madison, we've recently been made aware that there have been some fraudulent activities, some scams going along with applications that are submitted. And as a member of the Planning Commission and the Industrial Development Board and ZBA, I just want to read a statement that the City of Madison has prepared with regard to that. The City of Madison has recently been made aware of fraudulent bills being sent for various planning applications. Please note that payments for these services are accepted in person, by mail check, or applicants may call the planning department to arrange payment by phone. The city does not offer a digital or online payment option for planning applications at this time. Any request for digital payment should be considered fraudulent. So just something to keep in mind.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. White, for sharing that. Mr. Jackson, District 7?
Yes, so I'd just like to remind everyone about street sweeping, which is already started and is going through mid-February. So from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., please park your vehicles elsewhere, place trash, garbage, and recycling directly behind the curb, and refrain from blowing leaves into the street. Also a note, applications for Madison City Schools pre-K programs will open on Thursday, January 15th. For more details, you can visit the system's website and select enrollment under the Parents and Students tab. And then finally, others have shouted out the school board, but January is School Board Appreciation Month. So I know they've already left the building, but I'd like to thank our current board members for volunteering their time toward the success of our students and staff, and also our former board members who are up here on the dais.
Very good. Thank you so much. I just have one item, and that is the community calendar is really getting ramped up on the website. If you have any events that you would like to share to let all your friends and neighbors and other citizens in Madison know, please reach out to Deidre Briscoe. She is maintaining the community calendar and really hoping that that will be a wonderful opportunity. There she is in the back. Wonderful opportunity for people to share events that are going on in our city that you want to share with those dates and times that are going on. So that was all I have. We do have two board appointments, and our first is with the ZBA. Mrs. White.
Yes, I would like to appoint Lisa Laurendine to seat 5 of the Zoning Board of Adjustment and Appeals with a term expiration of December 21st, 2028.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations for that seat? Seeing none, we will accept Mrs. Laurendine to seat 5 of the ZBA. Our second appointment is for the Police Advisory Committee for District 2, Mr. Beer.
So I would like to appoint Richard Travers to the Madison Police Citizens Advisory Committee. Met Richard during some engagement during the campaign, and then also as he he was in CAA, got involved. We talked about the committee. I didn't know as much about it, so he took the time to meet with Mr. Goodson, who was previously over that committee, and get a little background. So Richard's got a 20-plus year education experience with Madison City Schools, and then also was formerly in the Air Force. So we'll move to appoint him to the board.
Thank you so much. Are there any other appointments? And seeing none, we welcome Coach Travers, as our family knows him. Coach Travers, very integral in the soccer program at Bob Jones on both the boys and the girls' side. Thank you for your willingness to serve in this volunteer capacity. Thank you, Mr. Beer and Mrs. White, for these appointments. We do have 2 public hearings tonight, and so I will invite Ms. Yvonne up to address those 2 public hearings, please.
Good evening.
Evening.
The Revenue Department has 2 items for your consideration tonight. The first one is resolution number 2026-033-R. This is a request for an on-premises beer and wine license from Om Shanti Ragav, Inc., doing business as Coor Indian Cuisine, for their location at 12110 County Line Road, Suite A. The reason that this business is applying at this time is because it's a new business in the city of Madison, and everything is in order for this item to be considered.
Thank you. At this time, we will open the public hearing, and if you would like to address this issue, you will have 5 minutes. Seeing none, we will close the public hearing and request a motion for approval.
Move.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Goodson and a second from Mrs. Lesman. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Goodson?
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman?
Aye.
Council President Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Beer?
Aye.
Councilmember McCay? Aye. Councilmember White?
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson?
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution is passed.
The second item we have tonight is resolution number 2026-034-R. And this is a request for an off-premises beer and wine license from Murphy USA, doing business as Murphy USA number 7984, for their location at 101 Grace Cut Way. Again, the reason that this business is applying at this time is because it's a new business in the city of Madison.
Thank you. We will open the public hearing. Is there anyone that would like to address this issue? Seeing none, we will close the public hearing, and may I have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. McCay and a second from Mr. Beer. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember McCay?
Aye.
Councilmember Beer?
Aye.
Council President Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson?
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman?
Aye.
Councilmember White?
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson?
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Thank you, ma'am. Next up, we have engineering.
First, I have resolution number 2026-035R, awarding bid number 2025-021 ITB for the County Line Road and Royal Drive Improvements Phase 1 project to Rogers Group Incorporated in the amount of $1,698,000 to be paid from these Fund 38.
May I have a motion and a second, please?
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Goodson and a motion from Mr. Jackson and a second from Mr. Goodson. Any comments or questions?
Yeah, so this is in District 4. I think this provides a fantastic east-west corridor that's not there right now. So I love this. That's all.
Great. Awesome.
Michael, I think the bid came in a little bit under.
Came in a little bit under the budgeted amount, so
Fabulous.
good start.
We're very pleased to
Yes,
see that.
very happy. May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember McCay.
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes.
Next, I have proposed ordinance number 2025-408. This is approving amendments to state and federal standards for the prevention of flood damage. The first reading for this was on December the 22nd.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Have a motion from Mr. Goodson and a second from Mr. Beer. Any comments or questions? Seeing, were you going to say something?
I think I sent you an email on this regarding a question a constituent had. This is on, repeat the ordinance number.
2025-408.
Yes. It asked about if there was a new cost. What is the new cost to understand and comply for this?
This isn't a change to any flood rate. This is the flood ordinance, this city flood ordinance. We passed this about 18 months ago. These are non-material, unsubstantiative changes to that document prompted by a audit by ADCA. So this is changing stuff like some of the verbiage, changing some font color. It's very unsubstantiative.
So, Michael, these were changes that basically were made in that guiding document that were being flowed down to us. So we need to make our changes to be consistent with their changes. So they were purely format, and there was no substantive change in this, right? Is that what I remember?
Okay, so it was passed down to us, and then we'll just enforce.
I don't understand your question, the question about cost to comply. I don't understand that question.
Well, they said that this, and I got it this afternoon, and I sent it, the question. Okay, so it said that the ordinance revision is prepared in the opposite direction of the current trend in government, which is simplifying regulations, code, and policy. But it sounds like, in essence, this is being sent down to us, and we're making sure that our code is enforced with what's being sent to us.
They sent us the master document.
Okay.
We made there were some places where we had options, some places where we didn't have options. We made a determination of what we wanted to do. We brought it to the last council. It was approved. It took 18 months for them to finally go back and actually read through it and noticed some typos or some, misnumbered things or a font color or some inconsistencies with the footers, things like that. They came back to us with those in December, and this is just us making those corrections. So again, there's no change to the current flood document.
Okay, and the first reading, I was not here at the last meeting, but we've already had the first meeting, so we've already had, if anybody had any information, they could have came up and spoke. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm good with it.
Okay, good. So thank you. Again, we had a motion for Mr. Goodson and a second from Mr. Beer. May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember McCay.
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The ordinance passes. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Next, we have HR.
The first one is Resolution 2026-026. So this is a reorganization for the engineering department. You guys did see there were several job descriptions. We are not adding new personnel. We're just using them in a more effective manner. So kind of the way I think about it is we are dividing engineering into two different divisions, one that's going to be mainly focused on engineering, and then the other one's going to be stormwater, ADM compliance, GIS, things like that. In that, we are creating an engineering manager and a GIS manager. So these are two needs that the city has had. We just need to expand a little bit more on our GIS. You're creating an engineering plans examiner. This one's going to be on the shelf ready for when we need it. We see that need coming up in the next, I'd say, 6 months to a year. And since we're doing this right now, it's going to be there ready to go, but we are not adding a position currently. We're just kind of preparing for the future. Stormwater enforcement officer as well as another new position. And so those other three positions I mentioned, we have people who are currently employed just moving into those spots, and it is not going to increase Michael's budget. In fact, he's going to come a little under budget for the year.
Motion to approve. Oh, do you?
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Mr. Goodson and a second from Mrs. Lesman. Any questions or comments?
I just want to say we did have a public human resources meeting on the 8th last week, and we all, spoke about it. This is going to make it more efficient use of our employees and room to train and grow our people, so.
Wonderful, great, thank you for that. May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Goodson?
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman?
Aye.
Council President Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Beer?
Aye.
Councilmember McCay?
Aye.
Councilmember White?
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson?
Aye.
Thank you, the resolution passes.
The next one is Resolution Number 2026-027. So these are new positions, titles, and grade changes for the Facilities Department. And so again, we're not adding new FTEs, but we're moving 8 positions from rec and moving them over to facilities because it is facilities and grounds. And so they're going to be taking over like neighborhood parks and things like that. Playgrounds, ball fields, all of that is still staying with rec. And in that, we had to make a couple of changes to job description. So the first one is the operations superintendent. That is a position that facilities is gaining from rec. So we have just updated that to reflect what the positions will be. Custodial supervisor, grounds supervisor is also a position where they're getting from the rec department that is getting a new pay grade. It is getting a new pay grade as it goes to facilities because all of facilities supervisors are in grade 111, and we wanted to be fair across the board when they come to facilities. The ground support lead and then the ground support techs, those are staying the same pay grades. Those are still just positions that if you were to look at their job description now, it's very rec focused, and now it's going to be grounds focused under facilities.
Good.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion for Mrs. Lesman and a second for Mr. Goodson. Any comments or questions on this one? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Lesman?
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson?
Aye.
Council President Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Beer?
Aye.
Councilmember McCay? Councilmember White?
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson?
Aye.
Thank you, the resolution passes.
The last one is Resolution 2026-028. So these are new positions, titles, and grade changes for the Parks and Rec Department. So we've got a couple of things. Of course, we've got people moving over, so we have to look at how are these positions going to be, the remaining positions going to be used. And then, as we've heard, Madison is a great place to live. So we have tons of kids coming, right? We've got the new Madison Meeting Hall. We have all of these new programs and things that are happening. And so we've been working with Corey and Kelly J on what that needs to look like so we can be as efficient as possible and use our resources as efficiently as possible. So along with that reorg, we are also creating 3 new positions to kind of streamline some of the different things that are happening and quite honestly help Corey out a little bit because he is a busy man. The first one is the Deputy Director of Parks and Rec. And then we're going to have 2 assistant director positions. So one is this assistant director of facilities and leisure activities. So they're doing all the administrative work, the community center, the senior center kind of things on that side of town. And then the other one is the assistant director of recreation and aquatics. So they're Dublin Park, Palmer Park, all the summer camps, all of those different things. And it's just going to kind of streamline those positions a little bit more.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion for Mrs. Lesman and a second from Mrs. White. Any comments or questions?
So, Kelly, you kind of said it with the first one, but the impact on the budget, basically, in this, we're moving the people that move, the budget moves with them, is that?
So we will do a mid-year adjustment. So at mid-year, Corey and Gerald have been talking numbers and what that's going to look like. So there will be an adjustment for the salaries and some of the equipment and seeds and all the materials that are needed. That'll go for the facilities guys. That's going to go over at mid-year. For the new positions that Corey has, that's already in his budget. It's not going to increase anything.
So there's really no effect to the overall budget. There is going to be between those departments.
Correct.
So we're not, okay.
To follow up on that, so then we would have, do we currently have open positions that we're kind of repurposing then in parks? So that's why there's no budget impact?
So, Corey?
Okay.
No open positions. Yeah.
But we had maybe planned on this in the budgeting process then, right?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense.
Thank you. I had a motion from Mrs. Lesman and a second from Mrs. White. May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Lesman?
Aye.
Councilmember White?
Aye.
Council President Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Beer?
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson?
Aye.
Councilmember McCay? Councilmember Jackson?
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Thank you, ma'am. Next up, we have Mrs. Ingrelli with legal, please.
Good evening. I have two items for your consideration. The first is ordinance number 2025-413. This is a second reading for this ordinance. It is a request by Madison Utilities to dispose of certain property that under state law they're required to do this, and the equipment that they're looking to dispose of consists of various motors, a forklift, other trucks, and heavy equipment.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion for Mr. Beer and a second for Mrs. White. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Beer?
Aye.
Councilmember White?
Aye.
Councilmember Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson?
Aye.
Councilmember McCay?
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman?
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson?
Aye.
Thank you. The ordinance passes.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to present for a first reading, ordinance number 2026-36. This is the ordinance to lift the sunset on the half-cent sales tax that's dedicated to the Board of Education and confirm that sales tax, levy it into the future, and dedicate it for public school purposes. This ordinance has several functions. It lifts the sunset that was due to expire at the end of next year. It levies the half-cent sales tax into the future, and it provides that the Board of Education can use this revenue for school construction projects and also for general school purposes. Prior to the board's issuance of any bonds in connection with school construction projects, we'll bring a separate funding agreement back to you all to officially make those pledges, but revenues over and above what they're pledging for school construction projects will continue to go to the Board of Education. This ordinance does contain some limited carve-outs to allow the city to reserve the half-cent sales tax in limited scenarios in connection with large economic development opportunities. And Costco, which is on your agenda later this evening, is one of those opportunities. So the half-cent sales tax from the Costco that would otherwise go to the Board of Education will go to the city for general municipal purposes. And this ordinance does provide that the city, in other limited circumstances, would be able to dedicate the half-cent sales tax to general municipal purposes in similar scenarios for similar projects. So this is just a first reading this evening. I'd be happy to take any questions you have now or before the vote on January 26th.
I think we'll see you back on January 26th.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have planning.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The first item is proposed ordinance number 2025-409. This is for vacation of a portion of a utility and drainage easement in the rear yard of a property located at 157 Shell Rock Drive. You can see the area demarcated on the exhibit. This is to allow the property owners to do some backyard improvements. All of the utilities and city departments that need to have looked at this have and agree that this portion could be vacated, and we're asking for your approval this evening.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Mrs. White and a second from Mrs. Lesman. Any comments or questions?
Mary Beth, can you just address the when you talk about 15 feet of easement, where normally the city typically gets 15 feet along the perimeter of a subdivision boundary, and then you're cutting some. Can you talk more on that and explain why that is?
Sure. As a matter of course, for all new subdivisions, the city has for some period of time automatically gets a 15-foot easement around the boundary of the subdivision and also along any street right-of-ways. This is in anticipation of potential utility needs by MU for Madison Utilities, for example, or for drainage purposes. And along the interior of each individual lot, we get a 5-foot easement. There are sometimes deviations. Sometimes we'll get a 10-foot easement because we have a drainage situation. But typically it's 15 feet. It's easier for us to get this easement up front before there's any development, before there's any homeowners, et cetera. Consequently, we have easements sometimes where we don't need them, or we don't need the full extent of the easement. And so in this case, as an example, the homeowners are wanting to do some improvements in their backyard, and all of the parties, utilities, city staff that need to look at it have determined that we really do not need the full 15 feet. Each one of these requests comes along and we evaluate it on a case-by-case basis. We do get easement requests where we have to decline them. In other words, we're saying we cannot support it as staff because of drainage situations, or there might be a sewer line that runs through the backyard. So they're not always recommended for approval, and sometimes someone will ask for, let's say, a 10-foot vacation, and we can only support 5 feet or 7 feet. So we really do scrutinize these. Engineering in particular spends a lot of time, and Madison Utilities spends a lot of time looking at these.
Excellent. And so that's basically 15 feet is just a standard?
It is our
just in case,
standard.
and then you figure out what you don't need?
Yes.
And then, just to, these require extensive planning, design, and engineering and assessment. So you usually get a licensed engineer.
They have to have a licensed engineer. An applicant has to have a licensed engineer or surveyor prepare an exhibit such as this. So they've done a legal description, a survey of the property to make sure that the area that's demarcated that we're vacating, or that you would agree to vacate, is accurately described.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Browen. Any other questions?
Yeah, quick question, Mary. Just not specific to this one, but like if there was a neighbor, the next house down in a row, right? This doesn't affect the easement on them. Each owner would have to apply separately if they were going to do something to vacate that easement. Is that?
That is correct. And actually, that's one of the things that, our team looks at, right? If we're vacating this easement, does it have any negative impact, drainage in particular, on an adjacent property? But each individual owner does have to apply to vacate.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right, thank you. Again, the motion was by Mrs. White and the second by Mrs. Lesman. May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember White?
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman?
Aye.
Council President Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Beer?
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson?
Aye.
Councilmember McCay? Aye. Councilmember Jackson?
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes.
Your next item is proposed resolution number 2026-037-R, and this is to authorize an annexation agreement with Clift Home Place LLC. Notice for this annexation agreement was published in the Madison Record on December 31st. This annexation agreement pertains to the property outlined in yellow. There is a commercial development on 23.69 acres on the north side of Highway 72. It consists of the Costco, which is about 164,000 square feet, according to the tax assessor. There is also a gas station on that property. The annexation also involves about 0.87 acres of right-of-way. And so you can see the annexation area here. The annexation agreement provides for the city to receive revenues that it does not currently receive, because that property is not in our jurisdiction. Specifically, the city would be receiving property taxes, liquor taxes, gas taxes, and sales taxes equal to 0.5% of the taxable sales generated by the property. The Board of Education will receive property taxes from this that it does not currently receive. Clift Home Place LLC, who would be entering into the agreement would receive sales taxes equal to 3% of the taxable sales for a period of 40 years. They currently collect a 2% development fee on this property. That fee would go away, and in essence, the city sales tax would be applicable instead of this developer fee. The annexation would become effective on February 18th. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
So,
But first, a motion and a second.
Move to accept the annexation.
Second.
So I have a motion from Mr. Beer and a second from Mrs. Lesman.
And to clarify, this is for the agreement.
I'm sorry, yes. Move
Okay.
to accept the agreement. Let me modify that.
Thank you.
And now we can have.
So in the statement that the Board of Education receives its share of property taxes, and that basically means they will get, is it correct to say it's like 1/7 of the point, of the half cent?
I haven't calculated.
Whatever the actual
I
math
haven't
of that
calculated
is.
it that way, but that's what, I've heard that expression.
Okay.
But I haven't calculated it. They would receive property taxes just like they receive them from any other property within the city limits of Madison.
I'm sorry, that specifically says property taxes. So my question was dealing more with sales tax.
Yes,
Ignore me.
Okay.
All right, any other comments or questions?
And a statement was made, and just to clarify, earlier today, a public comment said my understanding was that person thought that the 2% development fee would remain, but it will not. But I just want to clarify, that 2% development fee will cease.
Correct.
With this agreement.
Correct.
Just want to make sure that's clear.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't, not a question as much as just a comment is, you know, there's a lot of moving pieces of this, and I do want to give tremendous kudos to Mary Beth and Megan, as well as Mayor Bartlett on dealing with all this. But these things are very difficult, they're very complicated. There's a lot of moving pieces between the sales tax, this annexation, this agreement. The details of how this works, I know a lot of times people, what we want when we're looking at Madison is commercial sales tax, right? And this is something that really helps us. It helps, you know, obviously half cent is more than zero, which we get today. And we look at all these agreements in the long term, how do they benefit the city? So I really just want to thank all of you for your efforts in doing this. I think we've always looked at Clift Farm as an opportunity for Madison. We're excited to have this opportunity to vote on it.
I think we all agree with that. All right, may I have the vote? I'm sorry.
I'd actually like to make a brief statement.
Sure.
So first of all, like others have said, you know, I appreciate the staff that have put in a lot of hours to prepare this agreement. Annexing Costco, as Councilmember Beer said, you know, would add useful revenue to the Madison's budget. However, I object to assigning 3% of the taxable sales to the property's developer for 40 years, leaving the city only 0.5%. As far as I understand, that's unprecedented in recent history. Businesses already in city limits weren't offered these terms. I'm also concerned that this agreement would disadvantage Madison when negotiating future opportunities. As such, I don't support the agreement.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? Okay.
I will share that, you know, since Costco was first constructed when I was on the city council, I think I heard everywhere I went, y'all need to really annex Costco. You know, like we didn't think of that. I mean, of course, we want to annex Costco. I mean, Costco is a very different type of retail property than your average grocery store, your average retail store. And so I don't think, and I will just say from the mayor's seat, I don't think that you're comparing apples to apples, because it does not impact or impede our ability to negotiate development agreements with other types of businesses. They're not Costco. Costco is a very unique piece of retail property. Currently, we get zero. We have Madison residents who go across the street and shop in Clift Farms, but we get zero, and our schools get zero. And we send police and fire under a mutual aid agreement to provide public safety services, but we get zero taxes. Today, you have an opportunity to increase the commercial footprint of this city. It's one of the top priorities that we have said in our campaigns, and we continue to focus on in the mayor's office. So now, if you consider this, you're going to get property tax, liquor tax. Liquor tax, that's 12% on top of the sales tax of liquor sold in Costco. You're going to get gas tax. You don't get any today. You're going to get sales tax, and 0.5% sales tax at Costco. I'll take it any day if somebody's willing to offer that to us. So that's all I have to say.
And it was perfectly said.
I do want to add
Such
one
a
other
win for our
comment on that
city.
before we leave it to go to the vote is, I think when any of these things come up, we look at what was the structure of the deal, right? So did the city of Madison spend a penny to develop that property? No, we did not. So we didn't, when we give up something, we look at what did somebody else give. So did the developer build the infrastructure to build that property? He did. and that is why he has a special district. So I think all of these deals are independent. You have to look at the overall pro forma and income of what can come in. So I do think they're all different. I don't think it changes negotiation. I think every deal is individual on its own merit.
Do you believe the amount spent on the infrastructure matches 3% for 40 years?
I believe this is a incredibly good move for the city of Madison as a whole. And I believe that if we look at our strategic plan, the comprehensive growth plan, it looks specifically at that area and says, we need it. Now, when we look at long-term schools, we really don't need all the buildings. That's just being the residential, because we can't afford to do that yet. But when we look at the needs of the city and what this, not only sales tax, but everything else Mayor Bartlett mentioned, the liquor tax, gas tax, that's all additional revenue. So is it, I think, the best decision for the city of Madison to take it? 100%, every single day.
I agree. I mean, it started with Publix, and now it's Costco, and this is such a huge win for our city, and thank you to you both for working on this. It's going to be a huge blessing for our residents. It's going to make roads, and it's going to improve our city structures, our parks, our public safety. It's just a huge, huge win.
Maura, like you said, it started with Publix, right? And now it's Costco. There's other businesses there that are county right now. And I spend a lot of freaking money at Clift Farm. So I would like my money to go to Madison too. So
All right. All right. Fabulous. All right. Any other comments or questions? Nope. Okay. So again, to recap, the motion was by Mr. Beer and the second was by Mrs. Lesman.
Councilmember Beer?
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman?
Aye.
Council President Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson?
Aye.
Councilmember McCay?
Aye.
Councilmember White?
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson?
Nay.
All right. The resolution passes. Thank you.
The next item is proposed ordinance number 2025-421, and this is to assent to the annexation of the property we were just discussing at 8094 Highway 72 west. There's also adjacent right-of-way. You had your first reading at the December 22nd meeting, and we are asking for approval. And again, you can see this property outlined on this slide. Again, the commercial piece is 23.69 acres, and the right-of-way is 0.87. We're recommending this annexation, obviously for fiscal reasons. It is directly adjacent to property in the city of Madison, and therefore it qualifies for annexation. It is across the street from and adjacent to property that is commercial. It's compatible. And I would add that given the jurisdictional boundaries of Madison and being encircled by our neighbor next door, there are really very limited opportunities for annexing commercial property in particular into the city limits, especially along the Highway 72 corridor. And even though we may want a different term, we see this as a really logical choice for the city, an opportunity to capture revenue that we do not currently get. And certainly that revenue will grow over time, and therefore we are asking for your approval of this annexation ordinance. Thank you.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Beer and a second from Mrs. Lesman. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Beer?
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman?
Aye.
Council President Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson?
Aye.
Councilmember McCay?
Aye.
Councilmember White?
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson?
Aye.
Thank you. The ordinance passes.
Thank you. The final item related to this item is resolution number 2026-31-R. And this is a resolution that would be setting a public hearing on the zoning of the subject property. The requested zoning is B3. Again, the property is outlined on the slide above. This resolution would set the public hearing for February 9th of this year, and we're asking you to approve the resolution.
So move.
Second.
I have a motion from Mrs. Lesman and a second from Mrs. White. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Lesman?
Aye.
Councilmember White?
Aye.
Councilmember Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Beer?
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson?
Aye.
Councilmember McCay?
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson?
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes.
Thank you very much. Our next item is Resolution Number 2026-29-R. This is a resolution to authorize acceptance of a pedestrian utility and drainage easement. The gentleman will be bringing up that picture in just a moment. And this is at 8721 Madison Boulevard. There we go. This is the location of the former Radisson Inn. That's how we typically refer to it. It's on the south side of Madison Boulevard. It is a hotel property that has been closed for some time. The current owner has been working their way through approval process. The goal is to reopen the property as a hotel. And as part of the site plan review process, a couple of easements are needed. This easement runs along Madison Boulevard, and it provides for pedestrian easement and also for utilities, for Madison Utilities. So we're asking for your approval of this.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Jackson and a second from Mrs. White. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember McCay.
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman.
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes.
Great. And the final planning item is Resolution Number 2026-30-R. This is for the same property. It's also to accept a pedestrian utility and drainage easement at this former hotel site. This is on the south end of the property, and you can see it along the back edge of the property. In part, it's for utilities, but also in part for pedestrians. We have a long-term plan to be able to connect the Singing River Trail that's in town Madison to the downtown, and this property and going along the back of the property is part of that master plan. So we're very pleased that the property owner is willing to offer us this easement for acceptance. Once these easements are satisfied and in place, we'll be able to get their site plan signed, and then they'll be able to go through the building permit process and get renovations going.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Beer and a second from Mr. Jackson. Any comments or questions?
Love seeing the redevelopment on Madison Boulevard. It's great.
Thank you. May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember McCay.
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Thank you,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Berwin. Next up, police.
Good evening. I'm here for resolution number 2026-040R, and that's amending an agreement with Trident Security Solutions LLC for security services at City Hall for an additional one-year term at $172,380. That's paid for out of our budget.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. McCay and a second from Mrs. Lesman. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember McCay.
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Thank you, Chief. And last, recreation, but first in the hearts of many.
Good evening. I have Resolution 2026-038-R, authorizing professional services agreement with Christina Lynn for yoga instructing services.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Beer and a second from Mr. McCay. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember McCay.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes.
The second item is Resolution 2026-039-R, awarding bid number 2025-024 ITV for playground equipment installation to Struthers Recreation LLC in the amount of $119,715.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Jackson and a second from Mrs. White. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Jackson.
I'm sorry. Well, if you don't mind, I asked Corey to read off but it's in the agenda packet, so we saw what all the playgrounds were. Yeah, I think we're good. Thank you for sharing that.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember McCay.
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman.
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Thank you, Corey. Are there any miscellaneous business or announcements?
I do have one thank you. I forgot to thank the council for how hard you've been working through the holidays. I think I've been dragging you into executive sessions left and right and for economic development opportunities, and just get ready because this is just the first one, and we're so excited. This is such a huge win for us tonight in the city of Madison, and it's okay to have a split vote. That happens, and I've said it before.
Yeah.
And that's just fine. I'm feeling really good, though, and really positive. Thank you all.
Me too. Thank you, Mayor. I do believe we have a work session later this month. Have we firmed up the date for that?
29th.
The January 29th, so we'll announce that at our next meeting as well. Any other comments? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We are adjourned. Thank you all.
29th for work session.
Nailed it, man.